So once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in a far-off land, high in the mountains, there lived a race of people called the giants or the Jotuns. And they kind of didn't get along with the folk from Asgard. So they went to war, as they often do. And after the ceasefire, many were killed on both sides, one of which was the father of a young woman called Skadi. Skadi was so very devastated by her father's death. She put on all her war gear and she went to the gates of Asgard alone and declared that she would take on all of Asgard in vengeance for her father. Now, if Asgard went to war or killed Skadi, this would have broken the ceasefire and descended into yet another war. But Odin really quite respected this young lady's tenacity. So instead, they offered for her to come and live in Asgard and promoted her to god status. Now, part of that celebration, as often happens, different sides were married, sons to daughters, etc. So Skadi was allowed to choose her husband because us girls were allowed to choose her husband in Northern Europe. Thank you very much. And she was to choose them by looking at their feet. Now, she was kind of taken with Balder. Everybody was. He was the most beautiful after all. So she looked for the most beautiful feet and chose a guy. But this guy happened to be Njord, not Balder. Njord, the god of the seas, of lakes. Oh, how he loved the water. But Skadi missed the mountains oh so much. The mountains and the snow, just to ski down them and herd the wild animals, you know. She was a wild one. I love Skadi. So it was an unhappy marriage, as they tried to split their time between land and sea. But ultimately, ultimately, love doesn't last forever. And perhaps there was no love to begin with. So they divorced, which is okay, because love does not last forever. And she met this fella who happened to be Sif's son, Ulla. He was the god of skiing. Oh, how he loved to ski. And even these days, many skiers leave offerings to the god Ulla. And they married, and they were very happy. Skadi would come down the mountains every winter, you know, enjoy herself, and that's who we feel on the back of our necks in those nights that are so cold this time of year. Skadi just breathing. Now, Ulla was a bit of a cheeky one. You see, they'd come down to Asgard so Ulla could take care of Asgard in Odin's absence. And now, one year, Odin was banished because he did tread the line between what was okay and what wasn't. And he was banished for 10 years to Earth. And in his place, Ulla usurped the throne. And he took over Asgard. And things were a little bit out of kilter. But eventually, when Odin returned to discover this treachery, he banished Ulla to Earth. And once again, Skadi was left alone to wander the wilderness. I don't know if she minded it that much, because the mountains are so beautiful. And that is the story of Skadi and Ulla. With a little bit of the storyteller's tweaking. So next time you feel that cold on the back of your neck, say hi to Skadi. Maybe she's looking for a bit of company. And as always, a very happy Yule to you all.